Probably the most fun golf course, besides maybe number 3, which I didn't play. Pinehurst number 1, everyone describes it the same way. A fun old school golf course. It starts out, and starts out at the very edge of the Pinehurst property. Look at that bladed wedge shot, but got this up and down. Good start to the round, but this is more of a leisure round of golf. I think number 3, number 3 is the golf course to play if you want to take on the challenge in number 2, but don't want to have to bomb and gouge or hit the ball at all. Number 1 is just a good way if you're taking a vacation to a 5-star resort. Number 1 could possibly be on your tee sheet and be really enjoyable because these are just old school golf holes that remind me a lot of Del Monte, which is one of the most fun golf courses in our area. You know, that's a absolutely fantastic place. As you see, very, very, very short holes. You can, or not very short, that's relative to how far you hit it, but by today's standard, you can take long irons and 3-woods off the tee. Now, the counterbalance to it, and I know a lot's coming at you, but I started out kind of really rushed on this course. What you're seeing is a lot of narrow fairways, wide open. You don't necessarily lose balls at this course. This was a par 5 where I really crushed my tee approach, and then had this chip, and this chip was fantastic. I got that really, really close. But what you're seeing is a lot of old school architecture where you're going left to right, right to left, and this is where the course gets extremely strong. You go to this hilly intersection of the course. I missed filming that par 3. This was more of a leisure round. Then you go into this absolutely fantastic dogleg left where I was able to hit a 3-wood up to the top of the hill. Didn't quite get this on the green fully, but it's just really fun golf shots. And I think that's the emphasis of what Pinehurst number 1 is. Now, obviously, because I didn't do the greatest job documenting this, we're going to kind of, that's another par 3. I came up a little short. I actually made par from that location. I know everyone was like, oh man, this is terrible, but you're getting at least a look of what this course is. This is where you go back to the halfway house. You go down this hill. There's a little slide projector where you can see where you're positioned to go at it. I think I hit a decent shot into this. A lot of side hill lies, a lot of undulation. It's just a baby version of a lot of these other courses. This was an absolutely fantastic par 3. Didn't film this shot because I was resting. But as it weaves back, it really feels like Del Monte. Like as you go here, you're just hitting really good approach shots. The greens are a lot slower. That could be really good or really bad for some people, but it just felt more like a manageable golf course. Then this is my worst tee shot of the day. This felt like the Donald Ross subsection where the golf course gets a little unfun. Top tee shot. I haven't done that in a while, but it definitely happens. Then I hit a 3-wood and then gave myself a really long approach shot into one of the harder greens. I love how I film my bad shots on this course. Like, I'm playing good, but I was playing with these absolute studs who were going to be on the PGA Tour probably. They were like 4 or 5 under with their dad, and it was so fun watching them play so good. Look at that. I got a hole-in-one by chipping there, and it was just like this hole, the way the slope goes on this hole, it was very much like those holes at Pinehurst number 2. 225-yard par 3. Absolutely did that. Thinned it again. Hit a good wedge shot in there, playing for bogey at this point. And then I did get a bogey. Don't know what this signage is, but this is a thing that is out there. And then there's also a golfer trophy. I'd like to believe that's Ben Hogan, but I don't know. Hit that as good as I could, so that was pretty good. With Pinehurst number 1, I think a big thing, and then this is a trademark of Pinehurst number 1, kind of hitting up a hill and then back down a hill. And look at the fairway's a little tighter than you'd think. This is a wide-angle lens, so it's actually a lot tighter. But it's that old-school golf architecture, and that was a fairly good chip right there. Gave me a chance, and then it starts raining. Really didn't pay myself off very well when it's a 3-wood hole. Didn't put a good swing on it and had to play out of a penalty area. This is the classic old school golf architecture, short course, but you have to shape shots. That's demanding a left to right shot. I kind of hooked it, stayed in play, but it was just tough. If you have the ability to create shots, this is going to be a really fun golf course. I think the big thing for most people coming to Pinehurst, you have to ask yourself, first off, what's your skill set? This reminds me of hole 16 at Pebble Beach, where there's kind of a road that runs through it. Once again, in hindsight, this is not a great ball striking day. I really toasted that 3-wood and almost got that on the green, so that was pretty sick. Really, what it comes down to, if you're thinking about playing number 1, do you want to play a fun course that feels like an elegant municipal golf course, or do you want to play kind of resort level golf courses that feel like a country club? Because number 1 feels more like a muni that's extremely nice than it does a country club. And I think that's what this comes down to. But if you want to play a fun, scoreable course, this is it. Number 18 is basically the same hole as number 4, but instead of being a par 4, it's a par 5. And that kind of sets the tone, kind of like maybe a course like Sheep Ranch. I tried to get that 6-iron up there. It just stayed right on me. And then I hit this wedge and sadly made par on this hole. It's a really good course. Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.